guys, it's Ta. Welcome back, and if you're new, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. So, today's Tuesday. This video was supposed to get done on Sunday, but on Sunday I felt like I got ran over by a truck. Not quite that dramatic, but Saturday night I did walk the parade. Sunday I wasn't feeling so hot. And then Abby had strep throat. So a whole lot going on. I'm finally able to sit down and do it. So let's wrap up what I read last week. That way I can get back on track. So I can tell you about everything else on Sunday. Alright, so for this one we have 4 books. The first one that I read was A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. And this is the Hades and Persephone book 1. And this one right here we have Persephone. She is the goddess of spring, but only in title. And then we have Hades, the god of the dead. This right here is Persephone is going into New Athens. She's disguised as a mortal with the help of her mother's magic. That way she can attend school. Because Persephone's powers are just not there. Everything she touches dies, even though it should be the complete opposite effect. So she's going to school, and she has this roommate, and they decide to go out or whatever. And they go to this pultless bar that she's not supposed to be in, as per her mother. And she winds up sitting down at a table, and she's playing cards with someone. And then she realizes that it's Hades. And she goes and she winds up in a contract with the god of the dead. And because he has kind of a bit of a gambling problem as it is. And unfortunately, the contract she winds up in, it's not... what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of impossible. He wants her to complete the contract by making something grow in the underworld. Okay, I just told you her powers don't work, so we see the problem there. But as she is, she's struggling to grow seeds, there's kind of like another, like a relationship growing between her and Hades, and it's a pretty good relationship. It has some steam, but like not a whole lot. It's not a fade to black, but it's not like a whole bunch of details or whatever. So overall, I enjoyed this book. It was just like a great escape for me. But the one thing I hated, I did not like Persephone's mother whatsoever. She was rude. She was evil. I just didn't like her. I don't think I'll ever like that woman. But overall, everything else I kind of liked. The book in general, like it was a good book. I already put in for the second one through the library, so hopefully I can get that soon and continue the story because there's 4 of them. But yes, if you like a good Hades and Persephone's retelling, like a story, whatever, this one is pretty good. Alright, so the next one is called Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen McManus. Now, Karen McManus, I've read quite a few of her books. One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Next, The Cousins. I'm not sure what else she has, but those are just some of them I've read. And I've enjoyed just about all of them, really. But this one right here was pretty good. I like her YA thrillers. I'm not sure if that's all she writes is YA thrillers because I never read anything else by her. But this one right here is about a small town. And there's a set of twins, Ellery and... I can't remember what her brother's name is. Anyway, they've never been there before. And years ago, when their aunt was 17, she went missing in this small town. And then years later, and her aunt was on, I don't know if she was the homecoming queen or if she was just on homecoming court. maybe. Um, but her aunt and her mom are twins. And so her aunt goes missing, and then however many years later, the homecoming queen winds up dead. Now, the twins now have to move in with a grandmother they don't know, and they have to start school there. So there's all these rumors and stuff. Like everybody knows their family history of like her aunt going missing and her mom not being. Oh, excuse me, I'm sleepy, y'all. And her mom is just she's an actress or whatever. She had a small role. Anyway, so they're in this town and somebody's stirring the pot and basically saying like, I'm back, I'm here for revenge, like we're gonna make it bigger, badder, we're gonna kill the next homecoming court, whatever the case may be. So she's struggling with that. And then there's like this theme park in town that her and her brother go work at, and like crazy stuff starts happening there. And when the secrets start flying, y'all, we got quite a few twists that kind of pop up that you weren't expecting. You were like, what? But like even down to the end, pretty much, like the very end, when they make this one reveal, you're like, huh? What? Okay. But yeah, definitely gripped you, and you wanted to know who was responsible, and like when you start to kind of see stuff and you're like, okay, is that real though, or are they trying to trick me there? And once it all laid out, it was wow. But yes, everything, like I said, Karen McManus, I have not had a book so far that I didn't like. These YA thrillers are just, my goodness, I'm so sorry if I'm making you yawn. Okay, so then the next book I read was He Started It by Samantha Downing. Now, last week I read, on the last wrap-up video, I had another Samantha Downing book that I read. So I decided to read this one. I don't think I have many more that I need to read to be able to say that I read all of her books. So I'm hoping that I'm on track with her, but I really enjoy her writing too. This one right here was crazy because this one is about siblings, Beth, Portia, and Eddie. And they haven't like dealt with each other, seen each other for quite a few years now. And now that their wealthy grandfather dies, they're all called back for the will, as well as their spouses. Two of them have a spouse. The third one doesn't. And the only way for them to get their inheritance is to go on a road trip. Sorry, I did it again. They have to go on a road trip. The same road trip that they went on when they were kids. Y'all. There are such crazy things that go on in this book. You know, they always say family is something else whenever you got to deal with them. But some of the backstabbing, some of the problems that they come along, come across along the journey, but it was insane. But the really cool thing is, the places that they went are real. Like the places in the book that they went are real. Samantha Downing, in her author's note, tells you like she did research on the path that they took and different places they could visit, and I think it's really cool. And some of these places, like I could see myself wanting to go travel to, so that was really cool to find out. Like these are all real. But as far as these siblings and like what they go through, and at one point they feel like somebody's following them. They keep having problems with the car, and just random things happen. And man, the twist on this one too. My goodness. Like, I did not see that whatsoever. At all. Did not picture it. Sure didn't. I was very shocked. Because when they start revealing stuff, it's one after the other. Doom, 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 doom. There's like quite a few reveals that happen in quick succession, and I didn't get any of them. Like, I didn't catch on to nothing, and that was good. That was good. I like whenever, like, I like when I can pick up on it, because it's like, okay, I feel like I'm a detective at that point. But then whenever I can't pick up on it, and it's like, phew, that makes me feel really good too. So it's like a mixture for me. Like, sometimes I want to catch it and figure it out, but sometimes I don't. So yeah, absolutely loved it. All right, and the last one that I read was Dear Martin by Nick Stone. Now this one, some of it, like, it was hard to read. Just some of the treatment in the book. This one is about Justice. He is a he's an honor student, not straight A student, but honor student. He's a good kid. He's always there to help people out. And unfortunately, in the beginning of this novel, he is arrested. He is a young black man, and the situation that he was put into, it was innocent. It really was. It should not have been taken the way it had been taken. But for him to be handcuffed, and that was just uncalled for. And then they have in the novel, there's this one teacher, and I honestly wish for a teacher like that, because this guy, I felt like he was really down to earth with his students. The class discussions they would have, he really let them go back and forth. He really let them debate, and some of it was like eye-opening, shocking, and just the way that the author, Nick Stone, kind of made his characters come to that realization of like the difference in skin colors and the treatment of like law enforcement, or just how they're seen by people. That was like a huge thing. And also, the reason this book is called Dear Martin is because our main character, Justice, after he gets arrested and things start to kind of work their way out, he starts writing to Martin Luther King Jr. He's like talking to him and kind of saying, you know, like, is this how you felt? Like, how did you deal with this? And just some of the stuff that was spoken in those letters that he wrote to Dr. Martin Luther King, it was eye-opening. It really was. And then, unfortunately, also in the novel, his best friend was shot and pronounced dead by a off-duty officer. And Justice happened to be with his best friend, so he saw he saw the incident. He saw the hatred, back and forth or whatever, and things. He kind of, whenever he goes to court, and you can kind of see he gets frustrated, and how things come out with the judicial system, and how certain things are kind of swept under the rug and whatnot. Like, it was... Unfortunately, like, yes, his best friend did die, but Justice was also painted as, like, the bad, like a bad guy by the media, like, for something that they did earlier on in the book. There was a group of kids who, they all did this thing, but whenever this happened, there was there had been a picture taken at the time. And whenever this story came out and Justice was put on the stand and whatnot, this picture came out, and it portrayed him in a very, very bad light. And the thing about it is, if you put the whole picture up, it's not what you think. But being that they cropped just him, it looks really bad. But, like, just seeing how a simple image of anyone, not even talking color, nothing. Just a image of yourself. How if it is taken out and cropped and you miss that much of the picture, like how that you can be portrayed just from that sliver. Just like people on the internet with, they get judged every day on like TikTok or whatnot for like a 15-second clip. Okay, but you don't know what they do the rest of the day. Like there's still, 23 hours in whatever 45 seconds, whatever it is. You understand what I mean? Like how something can be taken out of context so quickly. And then you have to fight to prove yourself. So yeah, this one right here, it hit hard. I cried. Like I said, I really enjoyed the teacher. However, even in Justice's own family, there were issues because, like his mother with race and things like that. Like there was an issue, and I just felt for the kid, and just the situations. It was like, why do people judge people? I just don't get it. But anyway, I digress. I guess to each their own, but let's stop judging people. Anyway, very good read, and there is also a second book behind it. It is called Dear Justice, so I'm assuming this is a playback on his writing the letters to Martin Luther King Jr. Maybe it'll have something like a response to whatever those letters was that he wrote to him. We'll be able to see what the response could have been. So I'm looking forward to reading that. But yeah, so these are the ones that I read this week. Sorry that they didn't come out on Sunday, but like I said, it was a struggle bus, and I'm finally off the bus for the most part. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.